All right. Let's start the show. What are you doing?
Tootsie Roll.
For your show now, press 1.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
And that was supposed to start automatically tonight. That did not happen. Starting out technologically strong. Little cameo from Rygar over there.
Come on, baby.
It's Tuesday night, April 26th, 2022. You have found yourself in the Sports Attic. Hey, thanks for joining us. We're coming at you tonight from Chicago. This guy over here, that's my partner. You can find him at Larger Than Life on Twitter. You can find me at Clark in Chicago on Twitter. You can watch the show on Twitter, on Twitch, on Facebook Live, on YouTube. You can listen to us later wherever you get your podcasts, or listen live on podcast audio only at Blog Talk Radio, where you can reach us at 760-454-8834. 760-454-8834. That is the call-in number. I see y'all there in the Twitch chat. Hey, Wilson. Two-Tone Chi-Town. Cloudy Cloud Cloud. Sesame Seed. They're all out tonight. Oh, what the hell? Let's hand it over. Let's get this show started and hand it over to the one and only Alfred Ferdinand Larcher III.
Well, thank you, Clark Lawrenson. It's a pleasure to be with you, as always, on this magnificent Wednesday. The hell day is today? Tuesday evening here in Chicago. We're on the verge of the NFL draft. The selection committee meeting is about to take place, and lots of speculation. I took a little vacation yesterday, hopped into an ambulance and drove down 55, had a nice little cruise. But, you know, back in Chicago now, feeling good.
That was just nice work yesterday. Good job.
Just lit a watermelon scented candle. So excited, excited for the evening.
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised that you're here now. Did you have to post any money to get back here after that jaunt yesterday?
Oh, no. That was a separate incident.
Okay. All right.
That was the 66. I was in the 76.
Okay. All right. No, that was wild. You're alluding to yesterday there was an ambulance that was stolen here in Chicago and found down near Joliet.
You're like, with this haircut and this mustache, you're like a Wild Earp meets Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, you always got to go back to Kim Jong.
Well, you look like a Korean dictator. The haircut is 100% Korean dictator.
You ever rocked a mustache like this? That's ridiculous. And
that's what I'm saying. That's the Wyatt Earp part.
I'm a little offended that you've grown in the beard around it. What's going on here?
I don't know. I'm just depressed and haven't shaved. It's the new style, man.
Well, bring back the mustache, please. I was told the other day that I need to bring the beard back, which I think is ridiculous.
Really?
What do you
Who's
think?
giving you this advice?
My 5-year-old. My now 5-year-old.
Oh, congratulations. A big happy birthday.
Yeah.
Your kid's gotten older. We've seen some wrestling. We missed a show because you had to go play with your spoons.
Yeah. Man,
from what I understand, Clark, please don't say it. This is the greatest band in the last at least 3 years.
No,
hands down.
It's I'm in. I'm all in. I think they're great. I think they're phenomenal. I get a little too excited when I see good music live, and I think they're right
the greatest band in
No, I'd say out of the last few years, like that song "Wild" is one of the best songs I've heard. It's really great. They're really great. Hey, thanks
People are
to
asking.
little happy birthday there. People want to know about the candle going on there. That's
I
great.
think it's a brand. It's Glade. You know the spray, the smell spray. They make the candle. These are I get these sometimes at a discount. Nobody buys the watermelon Glade candles, so
Okay.
you go to the Mariano's and they got the discount rack. I always get discounted candles when I can because, as we've discussed, there's a premium on these scented candles.
Do you go to the one down over there on Elston?
I do.
Is that your Mariano's? Yeah.
That is, yeah.
It's down the street from you. I've been there myself a time or two.
Now, did Hazel get some premium ice cream, or did she get robbed, or is she
Well,
moving into the older?
As you may have heard, we've been under the weather for quite some time in this house. Both kids since last Wednesday. Today is the first day that there hasn't been a fever. And it's the first time that they're not getting fevers without medication. We finally went to the pediatrician yesterday morning. They did a test, and the results came back positive for influenza.
Oh, well, that's not for COVID, so that's good, right?
Negative for COVID. But there was COVID in the classroom. So yesterday and today, Hazel got to be back in class because she can't go back to class with the flu until she's been without a fever for 24 straight hours, which
Sure.
I think is going to be tomorrow. The COVID positive, it's like a 5-day stoppage from when the what do you call it? The symptoms started. So tomorrow they can go back to school. So yesterday they did a practice run of virtual school. Today they did their actual virtual school, pre-K, mind you. They do an entire hour, which I don't know. It was great. The last 2 days, like, we had a blast with it. I am positive, like, me telling this to parents who had their kids doing this, the last 2 years or whatever. I'm sure they hate me saying this, but they might remember the first day or two where it was like, oh, thank goodness, like, we're doing this again. But Hazel's been out of school since last fucking Tuesday. She's just looking for some kind of interaction,
Sure.
with people that aren't her mom and dad.
She's a social butterfly.
Yeah. So anyway, it seems like we're out of they napped pretty hard today. Seems like we're probably out of it and we might be able to get back to school.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear everyone's okay. And the birthday, maybe postpone the birthday party, and now you got something going on coming up this weekend, or
Yeah. Well, the birthday party with the family was planned for Saturday anyway, but the neighborhood birthday party got pushed off, and I'm a little concerned that it's going to go on way too long.
Well, you should probably just push it to August 12th. I mean, I think maybe you could, let the kids get together, have a little shindig, a pool party.
Been known to do it that weekend, that's for sure.
You don't have a hat near you, do you?
Birthday, since she wasn't feeling well, and 6:45. It is 6:45.
It's 6:45.
So that's the thing. We didn't do the ice cream, the premium ice cream. I was told by my mother-in-law, who's a nurse. Oh, there we go. I was told by my mother-in-law, who's a nurse, that, like, try to lay out the milk and stuff with that cough, the creamy stuff. So we didn't do dairy. So we went with sherbet, and she was able to add sprinkles to it on her birthday, and did a candle and everything for her. Everybody, the family's FaceTimed her. We did as much as we could, but the poor girl was sick on her 5th birthday. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
You don't have a hat laying around, do you? You don't have a hat laying around, do you? I feel like I'm meeting. I feel like I may have a meeting on the parallel. The north and south parallel over here.
Yeah, I'll be back. Hang on.
It's very distracting with that hair. My God, man. I don't know if you go to a specialist and you sit in the chair and you look at the couple of the pictures on the wall and you go, well, there's there's like a Brad Pitt, there's like a Ken doll, there's like I don't know, some for curly haired people, and then there's the Korean dictator. I'll take the number 4. That appears to be Rygar. Come over here, baby. That seems to be the plan there. Well, the draft is coming up, and the Bears are in a position in the second round, early second round, to get a new player. And there's a lot of things going on that will impact this. Everybody seems to think we need a wide receiver, which isn't wrong. It's absolutely true. We need a wide receiver. Pickens seems to be the guy who may be falling to us because of some rumors that he's not the most pleasant person. But then again, this could all be a smoke screen, and it could just be trying to get a guy's value to go down so it falls to a certain team. So I don't know. I'll take my chance on a head case, especially at wide receiver. Wide receiver is one of the positions. Like, you don't want a head case at quarterback. That's just a bad idea. You know, if you get a crazy person at quarterback, or you get somebody who's so full of themselves it becomes dangerous. But at the wide receiver position, that's okay. It's a solo man's position. So, you know, I'm ready for it.
Hey, buddy.
Much better, Clark. Thank you.
Yeah. Who did you draft to the Bears in the second round?
Well, Pickens seems to be the popular choice, and that's the guy I was excited about. You know, when I first did my research, and I haven't done much research since. I just kind of looked at the wide receivers a couple weeks ago, and I go, "Yeah, this Pickens guy." You know, after you eliminate the guys we have no chance at, I go, "Well, this Pickens guy seems to be pretty good." And then, you know, and then now they're saying there might be some issues. He might have some attitude problems. He might be a bit of a quote unquote head case, but we also know that in the history that oftentimes that misinformation gets released. You know, this speculatory, you know, slander comes out, and at the end of the day, you know, Randy Moss was crazy.
Right.
You know, Terrell Owens was crazy.
If the Bears want him to drop to him, they might want to release some information about him possibly being a little crazy, so they can get
Wes Welker was crazy. You know.
Yeah.
So,
I have to ask you about the Chicago Bears' needs at receiver. Did they improve because of the recent news? Like, here's from Yahoo Sports: Bears wide receiver Byron Pringle arrested after allegedly chewing donuts with child in car. How dare he? Can I tell you something, Mel? If I was 7 years old and with my dad in a car and he's doing donuts in a parking lot, I would think that's pretty badass.
right, but you're also Clark Lawrence, and no one gives a shit about. You know, you're not somebody with a magnifying glass on, and you know, you just got to think more before you do stupid things. And I agree with you. The offense isn't really that big of a deal. I mean, it's, you know, a guy did donuts in his car. I'm sure the car was safe. You know, a little dangerous, but who cares? You know, I used to ride around. My mother told me not to wear the seatbelt. You know, the seatbelt. You know, don't put the seatbelt on. So. Things happen. I'm just worried that his play is going to be that of the bottom of the Pringles can when you get to the shitty Pringles. Because, you know, Pringles aren't even chips.
What's that? What do you mean they're
Pringles
not? What are they?
They're not chips. They're potato the flats or something. Yeah, they're not potato chips.
FS Mikey says that the suspended license is a bigger offense, but that's not going to keep you from keeping him around.
No, I mean, nothing. No one is saying you get rid of this guy, or it's just a question of character that, you know, people are going to look at. You know, and it's not a big deal. And if this guy plays well, it's all going to be forgotten. And again, who cares if it's not forgotten? It's not, you know, it's not a hangable offense, for a lack of a better term. You know, what do you give baseball signals over there?
It's a fucking hat, man. I haven't worn it in probably a decade. It's
well,
here in the basement studio. I don't know fucking what to do with it.
You start working at that other place, now your head's getting bigger. I see how it is.
No. I think my head's shrinking. Hell, I don't know. Somebody says that the Pringle is different than a chip. Isn't it?
Is. Yeah, that's what we were just saying. And now Mikey has redefined it. Pringles are reconstituted potato flakes, which I believe is correct. You know, when the Pringle first came out, Clark, they could not put on the packaging potato chip because it was false advertising. I believe that has since changed. But the potato industry, the potato chip industry, your Lay's of the world, you know, they went up against the Pringle, and they said, you can't do this. You're not a potato chip.
This is bullshit. May I just say that?
What is bullshit?
It's a chip. It's a chip.
But it's not. It's not by the definition of what a potato chip it is. It's not. It's not a shaving of a chip. It's like a mushing of a chip that they you know, formulate into a perfect chip.
In 1956, Procter & Gamble assigned a task to chemist Frederick J. Bauer, who passed away.
Yeah, good guy.
To develop a new kind of potato chip to address consumer complaints about broken, greasy, and stale chips,
right,
as well as air in the bags. Bauer spent 2 years developing saddle-shaped chips from fried dough and selected a tubular can as the chips container. The saddled shape of Pringles chip is mathematically known as a hyperbolic paraboloid.
Yeah, hyperbolic paraboloid, absolutely. Mhm.
However, Bauer could not figure out how to make the chips palatable and was pulled off the task to work on another brand.
Yeah,
There's
I think he
the
went.
deal. You can do the rest of the research yourself.
I think he went on to NASA and built the rocket ship. Believe it or not, or he became Minister of Defense or somebody in the cracker industry. Actually, that's a true story of. But yes, the potato chip is definitely not a potato chip. I'm sorry, the Pringle is definitely not a potato chip.
Buried in a Pringles can at his request. Bauer's children said they honored his request to bury him in one of the cans by placing part of his cremated remains in an original flavor Pringles container in his grave in the suburban Springfield Township. And I believe that is Springfield, Ohio.
Ugh, Ohio.
Well, there you have it.
Well, sir.
Anything else to be said tonight? That's great. We solved it.
Now, good night, everybody.
Yep. Thanks. Where were we?
Do you like the Pringle? Do you like the artificial chip?
Yeah.
It's the fake boobs of chips, really.
Sure.
I mean, they're perfect. They're perfectly formed. There's a perfect crispness. There's a perfect firmness. The packaging is designed to, really protect said chip. So it is the fake breasts of the chip industry.
A Pringle, like a Pringle can in this house, I think it might last 2 nights. There's certain things in this house, like cookies. My wife always gets really pissed because we can't keep a thing of double stuffed Oreos in the house because within 4 days I've got them taken care of. Like they're gone. If they're in the house, they're gone. I can stay away from them. I can not eat them, but they're in the house, they're gone. Same as Pringle.
What is your cookie of choice?
Oh, like, are you talking like the branded cookies of choice?
I'm talking if you could have a cookie right now, if the Cookie Monster was here and he was passing out cookies, what's the hell's first overall pick of chips?
They want a chip.
What do you think on that? Yeah, I'll do a chip draft.
I'd need we could throw this together real quick, but I need a list here.
Well, it's fun. It's more fun if it's on the fly. We don't want you doing fucking research on your chips.
My cookie, those back in high school we had them, and I've seen them around still. In the vending machine, there's a package of them like grandma's cookies. They're softer than shit. Those are great go-to.
All right. Well, we agree on the softness. I'm a soft cookie, man. I am an advocate of the soft cookie. My go-to is oatmeal raisin.
All right. Can somebody in the chat maybe keep track of our draft? Is that asking too much of the people? We're gonna have a draft. Do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
Well, I mean, I don't want to mess with a Korean dictator, so whatever you want. You know what? I'll go second, but then I get 2 in a row.
But then I get, with only 2 of us, there's really then I get 2 in a row, then you get 2 in a row, then I get 2 in a row, and then you get to end with 1 pick. If I start with 1. So why don't we just go back and forth?
Well, so you're going to take this advantage of going first then?
Oh no, I'm going second.
Fine, I'll go first.
Yeah, I don't want to hear you talking about it the whole damn time.
When I bitch about chip draft, you think I would, I'm putting an asterisk by it, though, that you've been in trouble. All right. I'm going to make a little word format here. Okay. My first pick is going to be
3 rounds. I want to go 4 rounds. 4 rounds.
Oh, no. 10 rounds here. 10 rounds. We need to get into the thick of the chip, man. There's so many chips.
10 rounds? So we each pick 10? How about we go
good.
7 rounds?
Fine. All right, I'll compromise, Clark. That's because I'm that kind of guy. I'm going to compromise.
Yeah, I feel like I was compromising by going 7. Fuck.
What do you want, a Whitman sampler? I mean, come on here.
Okay. Sir, you get your pick.
The first pick of the chip draft selection is going to be Cool Ranch Doritos.
Oh, man. That's a solid pick. That is a solid pick. My first pick is going to be Fritos Scoops.
That's good. Yeah, that's You know, if you're a salsa guy, that's good. I will go with the classic Ruffles because they have ridges, and I like a little sour cream.
I, my friend, am going to go with Ruffles, cheddar, and sour cream.
Great, great, great. I am going to steal one here, probably the best pick of the draft. I'm going to go Jay's Barbecue.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to go with kettle cooked salt and vinegar. Now,
Well, good.
are we talking chips? Yeah, we're not talking chips that go with like a sour cream dip or anything. We're doing chips. It sounds like, right?
Well, the chips themselves, but you know, if you're gonna use sour cream or something, you could get a basic one, and you
Hey,
can do whatever you want with them.
these fucks out here are asking me, isn't that corn? When I mentioned when I brought up the my first pick of the corn of the my first
I
pick.
didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to be, but yeah, I mean, it kind of is
Oh,
weird,
because you
you
didn't
know.
think of it. Don't my Fritos? Are you giving me shit about the
All right,
Fritos?
I am taking nacho cheese Doritos.
Wait, hang on, Wilson. You called. You can call back if you want to jump in this. We could have had somebody else in here. I'm sorry, I missed you. Damn it. Anyway, where are we? Is it your turn or is it my turn?
It was my turn. I just took the original Doritos.
Fritos is on this list of chips. Wait, what is an original Dorito?
The nacho cheese, man.
God damn it.
You can get that off-brand, Dorito. So, like, I mean, so you've kind of screwed this thing up with with your one pick. So, like, like are Funyuns now considered chips?
What? Hang on a minute. Why are Fritos not a chip? Because it has to be from potato?
Well, I mean, in the spirit of things, it's not really like what you would think of as a defined classic chip. I mean, if we're just going snacking foods, it's fine. I mean, Fritos are fine. You can stick with your Frito.
Oh man, my mistake. I apologize that I may have screwed this up. All right, how about this? My next chip. Is it my turn? What
Yeah.
round are we in?
Well, I have 4 in.
Okay. My next pick is Pringles sour cream and onion.
All right. Well, I am going to go Kettle brand sea salt vinegar. I like the crunch.
That's a pretty good one. Wait, hang on. Did I went with sea salt and vinegar? That's what I did. I did the kettle. I did the kettle with the
You went Kettle brand too, really? Okay.
I
Well,
did. Did you?
all right. Take it easy.
I didn't write
All
it.
right. I'll go sea salt and pepper.
Okay, sea salt and pepper. That'll work. Man, I once made the mistake, and my father-in-law likes the sea salt kettle baked chips, and I accidentally got the sea salt and vinegar. And let me tell you, it was a rough night. Rough night. Thank you for backing me up on that. Just a dad, guys, and everybody else who backed me up there. I did pick that.
Well, they're afraid of you, Clark. You might sentence them to death with that haircut.
Oh, Jesus. No, I'll just tell everybody that everything's fine here and I won't feed you. I don't know. What am I talking about? I am going to go with man, I have a flavor. I really do. How about kettle barbecue?
Yeah, that's good.
Copper kettle barbecue. I'm a big kettle guy.
I'm going to go a Lay's sea salt and vinegar.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. And then for my, where are we? Are you on 6? We have 2 more. I have 2 more. I'm going to
I
go
have
with
6 in.
copper kettle, potato chips, vintage cheddar, and red onion.
Gross.
What do you mean gross? You've never
Those are
had red
bad.
onion chip?
It's a bad chip. Let's see here. I'm gonna go.
Not in
Man,
guys. I'm sorry. I'm just
this
not.
is a late pick here. This is my final pick. I got to put a little thought into this. I don't have any sour cream onion. I'm gonna go the Pringles sour cream onion.
I already did the sour cream and onion.
Oh, for God's sakes! How the fucking dare you?
I did. Yep. Jesus.
How dare you?
Jalapeno, guys. I don't like the spicy chips. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend those fans of the spicy chips.
Yeah, I definitely need a flaming hot here. Who does a good flaming hot chip? You know, because I mean, traditionally when I go flaming hot, I go flaming hot Cheetos, but that wouldn't constitute a chip. I don't believe, given our standards here.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
I'll go
you already broke the standard with your
I'll
first
give you
pick.
that.
So I'm
If
going flaming hot
it's our show, I
Cheeto.
agree you can do that. Is this final pick?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right, here we
taking
go.
wait. I'm taking flaming hot Cheeto, and I'm going to give it to the guys in the lab, and I'm going to see if we can convert it into a chip.
The next draft does need a caller. We need to like take multiple callers on the next one and let them get an official, like the callers will have a list. That'll work. That'll work.
Man, Wilson, head of the rules committee over here.
Yeah, he's running the show. All right, for my final one, and this is my pick. Some may be upset about it. The opponent may be upset about it, but I would have to say that only this chip. Sometimes the original is great, but sometimes they improve on it. Yeah. I am going to go with the Doritos 3D Nacho Cheese as my final pick. Sometimes the original is great, but other times
it's like when there's a powerhouse school and I drafted the star wide receivers from it, and you're getting the third guy from the slot. You know, I mean, I get it. You want somebody to represent the Dorito brand in your draft, but
it's like I just got booed from Sesame out there. Oh man. It's kind of like, I guess, Al, when the Bears drafted running back Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. So if you came over to my house on a Sunday for a Super Bowl for a football party, Funyuns, we kind of like let me tell you a story about how we used to steal the Funyuns as a kid. Not really steal them, but we get Funyuns. But if you came over to my house, there would be a bowl of Cool Ranch Doritos, original Doritos, Ruffles with the ridges with a nice dip there, some Jay's barbecue chips, some Kettle brand sea salt pepper, Lay's sea salt vinegar, and a flaming hot Cheeto.
There are some real shit named that I have never tried named chips out there. Doritos lightly salted, like lightly salt. Like, what is that?
Why would people who are cutting down on sodium?
What is the worst chip that you've ever had?
No, it's probably like like the ketchup.
Do you remember?
Sometimes I go into the Asian stores and they got like the fish chips, but they're not that bad. Like a lobster brisk chip.
Eric from Comedy Accident was always big on finding that random bag of the new flavor over there, and we would try some like a pizza flavored chip, or I don't know, all these different wild ones there.
Yeah, he was the chip guy for sure.
Lay's chicken and waffle chips.
I'm okay with pickle chips. Pickle chips are okay.
We're gonna go over to the Joseph's Finest Meats hotline. You want to do that?
Sure.
All right. Let's go to the Joseph's Finest Meat hotline from the 973. What's your favorite chip? We are doing a chip draft, and I need your favorite chip.
Now, it's one that hasn't slept yet, right, fellas? Or is anything?
Wait, what?
You're making. I mean, these are new flavors, or just trying to make up new flavors.
No. You're all.
We're drafting chips. So, what's your favorite chip, Lou?
Well, I'm old school, so I gotta go with sour cream and onion.
There it is. From who?
Good.
Who makes your sour cream and onion?
Lay's.
All right. Wasn't that one of your number one, Al?
No, I'm not a big sour cream. I didn't go sour cream and onion until I never did. Never got any sour cream and onion. But I got the Ruffles, which I plan to have some fresh homemade sour cream and onion to dip into.
Okay, that'll do. Lay's pickle? Have you ever had Lay's pickle?
The sacrament is very tasty. I disagree with the quad cloud. Didn't it used to be triple cloud? Now it's a quad cloud.
I don't know.
I think they have.
How about Lay's Wavy Hickory Barbecue?
I would try it. Probably wouldn't love it. You know what's gross? It's like Chicago hot dog flavored chips.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Have you had that? Oh, Lou,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Lou, maybe we'll come back to you. We got somebody from the 630 with their chip. We're doing all the callers' chips right now, Lou. I love you and always appreciate you calling, but let's go to the 630. What's your favorite chip and where are you calling from?
Best chip. Well, I'm calling from Villa Park. This is Mr. Cloudy. The best chip by far is a cheddar sour cream Ruffles.
Oh.
Came out when I was a kid, and I always think of going to the public pool and going to the vending machine and get myself some of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, those are all right. I think there's a little too much flavors in there. You know, the cheddar mixed with the sour cream. It's just one toke over the line.
Cloudy, we'll get to it.
This? You got time for a second one, and this is going to be a pretty local thing.
Throw it in.
How about Fisher's chips?
I can do
it. Are those the ones you get at like Potbelly or?
They're like, I see them a lot at liquor stores and like gas stations, but it's one out of every 10 places will have them. But they're great. I can't really describe them. They're like they're more of like a kettle chip than a potato chip, but they're potato chips. And I don't know, they rule.
I know the Fisher. I've gotten the Fisher with some Tahitian Village punch, you know, in the 3-liter back in the good old days.
Yeah, that'll do. I'm good with that. Cloudy, thank you so much for joining in with that. I know 2 weeks ago we were talking about heading out to the Odeum for the final wrestling show out there. We'll get to that later in the show to talk about our experience there. For the final. Oh, go ahead.
Is this Cloudy? This Cloudy? Yeah. Did you used to have 3 clouds and now it's 4 clouds?
No, it's always been 4.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to check. I thought maybe you were adding clouds.
That's amazing. No. Thanks. So shit. Hang on. Let me go back.
No one knows where the future's taking us. It could be 5 before we know it.
All right. Long as we don't go down to 3 clouds. We'll be all right.
Am I frozen?
No.
There we go. Right. Thanks, brother.
We wish you were, but thank you, man.
Lucy,
Clark, I noticed you were using the. You were using the. What do you think? Pretty. You feel the wrinkles coming out?
What was this thing called?
Oh, I don't remember.
The face. Yeah, no, it's great for the face. The molecules.
It's like a stone facial massager.
It was here the next day. Remember I ordered
on
the show without asking for clearance?
Yeah.
The next day, Lauren, it came and it was there. And then it was actually the next day. Lauren goes, "Hey, did I just find my Mother's Day gift?" And I had to explain, no, that one's just for me.
Yeah, it works good on the temples. It really relaxes the temples. And, when you're watching TV.
Yeah, it's perfect.
That's beautiful. It's for people who are listening on Blog Talk and not the video stream. It's like a lint roller, only it's got a green emerald stone in it, and you rub it on your face, and it moves the blood around and exfoliates. From what I understand,
the instructions said to start down on the collarbone.
And you must have
slowly work your way up.
You must have bought an expensive one. I don't think mine came with instructions.
It's got 2 sides.
Mine has 2 sides too. I don't even remember why I bought it. I must have been really high.
Hey, Soren, welcome back. Yeah, that's. I mean, how many things just arrive at the house and you weren't sure about it?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, that's great. Same here. I don't think anybody's sending us things anymore. We're not getting brushed any longer. Oh, do you still want that cart? That cart?
Nah.
No, I got a cart. If anybody needs a cart, we got brushed with a cart.
Yeah, I'll take the cart.
Okay. Oh man, thanks for going into the chip draft. That was the folks in the chat room. We're big on that. So thank you.
What was your final picks?
You know what? I thought somebody was going to keep track for
you. Didn't write down. I wrote down mine. Like it was you just move. You just wiggle your fingers a little bit. You get things written. All right. Well, who knows? The world may never know.
Mine was the 3D.
There was no doubt. Yeah, but I mean, I wanted to compare all your picks versus all my picks because I clearly have the better spread of chips.
Yeah, Cloudy Cloud was on it. See, I saw you on it, Cloud, and I saw you on it, and I was like, Cloudy's going to keep track of this. Hey, before we move on to the next topic, we still got Lou hanging out. I think he might have wanted to call to talk about.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let's get Lou back.
42. There's an NFL draft over here. We're going to Jersey, Lou. Lou, thank you for hanging with us. Sorry we had to get back to the all important chip stuff. But what's on your mind tonight, man?
Yeah, well, let's see. We got 2 days left before the draft, and hopefully the Jets can get some, good players for their special teams. Because right now we are seriously lacking that. Our defense is crap, and we need good safeties.
Okay.
Now we are. Otherwise, we are going to be in deep shit.
Whoa!
So, pretty much need to draft everybody. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, I'm more concerned about what the Jets can do because, every time we seem to get somebody who's like a high draft pick or whatnot, on paper, yeah, but when it comes down the field, it's anything but. So we got to stay away. We got to, try and stay with that and focus on what we really need, not just a high draft pick that, came up from a good school and gets like the number one draft pick because that always turns out to be a bust. Look what's happened in our previous draft years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How many first round picks you got?
We are the fourth. We have the fourth one in the first round.
Oh, man.
We have the fourth pick.
What's your confidence level there?
Right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say about a 4.
Ooh.
That's pretty low.
Optimistic about, we know there's no Bears first round pick, but I'm feeling like a 6 to 7 on how they're going to do in the draft.
Well, right now, the projection for the Jets is an offensive tackle. Are you okay with that, Lou? Some Icky Ukwaku?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, the Bears do need everything. The Bears need
Repeat that. You broke up a bit.
Oh, I'm just saying that the Chicago Bears need a lot here as well. Everybody needs.
Yeah, they do too.
Needs a bunch.
My brother needs that too. He's a Bears fan.
Who are the Jets? Who are the receivers? I mean, who's even getting the ball? Who are the Jets receivers?
Who are the Jets receivers?
You broke Lou's spirits by mentioning the Jets receivers.
Al wants to know who you're picking. Who are the receivers that the Jets have?
Yeah, they don't have our receivers are crap right now. So I'm just looking to see who we can get for our draft on Thursday.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
You guys need everything. Maybe if they gave you all 30 picks, you guys could fix that team up a little bit. It's fun to be able to pick on a team that's not the Bears because, we have so many issues ourselves that when you find a lesser team to bully, it's good to be able to do so.
Jesus.
Mims, you got any confidence in Mims?
Mims, yeah, I have a little bit of confidence in that. But only a little.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about this on my show on Saturday, of course.
Yep. 4 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
You gotta be recapping the draft. I mean, what's the plan?
Yeah. Well, we cannot devote the whole show to the draft, of course not, but we'll do, of course, all the first round and the early second round from our respective picks from the people I call their areas, because we also got to talk about the NHL hockey players because the elections will be made on by Friday.
What the hell just happened? Am I off the show now? Because I feel like Clark is gone and Lou is gone. Oh, there he is.
I'm right here.
I'm still here.
Oh, well, what happened? That was weird.
We lost it. What happened?
So we'll have a lot to talk about as usual. So if you got time between 4 and 6 your time, just call the show. Number 512-543-4662. And remember, the show is live, but we can't drop any F-bombs.
Nope.
Oh, fuck.
Family show.
Same here.
It's a family show.
Lou, thank you so much for the call, joining us on the Joseph's Joseph's Finest Meat Hotline. Thanks for jumping in on the chip draft too. I really appreciate that. We put him on the spot with that. Lou's probably not calling for that reason, right?
No. He's here for the plugs and let everyone know what's going on with his big program. And I've listened. I enjoy the Lou show. It's one of my favorites on the Blog Talk platform. It's him and the Wade Keller guy.
Cloudy Cloud over there is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
What's happened here? I lost my. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Cloudy Cloud's backing up over there with Elijah Moore might be good.
Yeah, Elijah Moore, Mims. I mean, the Jets are just a disaster. I don't know what the over under is on their win totals, but I'd be curious if it's under, say, 5. I think I might be looking to take that bet, but I haven't taken any bets on this year's draft. I kind of lost. I either lost my ass or just broke even last year betting on draft potentials, and so this year I just kind of avoided it. Like I wanted to walk into DraftKings with a certain amount of money going into the fantasy season, and my account is like $100 below that. So I mean, I will put that extra 100 in there, but I don't want to go too far below that. So I'm not really taking any bets right now on the draft, which I mean makes the draft less interesting for me. I've done like very little. I'm not really that interested in this year's draft. I think part of it is the Bears don't have a first round, even though there's plenty of potential out there for this team. But yeah. So
okay, good. What are you doing over there that you turned your camera off?
Well, you turned your camera off, so I was.
I turned mine off because your camera's off. I thought that it'd be cool.
I think the cameras are stupid to begin with. Like, nobody really needs to see us. It takes away the theater of the mind. People see.
Yeah, I get you. I'm with you. Yeah, Mikey says that he stepped away. He likes veggie straws and chips. He brings up a good point there. I know Mikey's been a parent. Like since I've become a parent, I eat a lot of veggie straws. I should have put it in the chip. It might have gotten flack from you guys. I'm going to need a ruling on this. But you and I both the chips. We both went a little out there. I did the Fritos. I wasn't supposed to do. You did Doritos. I'm going to go with Goldfish. Goldfish are a solid.
Oh no. Goldfish are clearly crackers. If you want to do a cracker draft, that's fine. But they're 100% a cracker and not a chip. I'm sorry, buddy.
Well, and I've got to tell you, over the Jewel, over there, your Jewel, Irving Park, and Cesaro over there, Cesaro, that one over there, they are in the cracker aisle.
Right, because they're crackers.
In the chip aisle, they are absolutely in the cracker aisle. All right. Well, then the next show, tune in next week, we'll have a cracker draft.
Oh, you will not. Hello.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Clark, it's Vlad from the Ukraine.
Oh, hey, Vlad. You've been joining us for a while. I hope things are well.
Well, we are doing another Clark.
As well as possible for you.
We're doing another Clark Lawrence in candlelight visual tonight to support and help your board. You have a sick child, I understand, and you have they put the crackers in the cracker aisle, which seems appropriate to me, but you seem to have issue with. So we pray for you. We love you. Our support is with you, Clark, and all your issues, your school kids going to class, your invisible chair. I just want to call and say hi. You have a good day, Clark.
Vlad, I'd like to say thank you. I appreciate it. You have a good day as well. Oh, man. I hope things are as good as possible, as good as they can be over there. I'm thinking about you.
Yeah,
wow.
Probably not. Probably
Vlad just calls in. It's amazing that I don't get to see him and you do.
I didn't see Vlad.
Oh, yeah. We got a question over there. We brought up the Jewel.
Yeah.
Cloudy wants to know, how do we all feel about Jewel fried chicken?
Pre-made grocery store food draft.
Yeah. Now you're talking about the like the broastered chicken, the stuff that they have heated up. It's in the container. Didn't they start for a while putting them in a bag? instead. Like,
Yeah, I
call
mean,
it
they actually, I believe they started in the bag, Clark. If you want to go back to the single mother days of growing up in the Chicago burbs, I remember Mom going to get a bag of chicken with the
no, oh, the
rotisserie.
fried chicken. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, the rotisserie chicken. That's my jam.
When I was a fat man, I'm still a very fat man. I used to love just going to, Jewel and getting a whole rotisserie chicken and just opening the container. And sometimes the container had breathing holes, so you had to be careful. And just squirting a ton of ketchup there and just ripping chicken, dipping in ketchup and eating the chicken and watching TV. Now I go for a salad.
Okay. Well, so the rotisserie chicken, Lauren has always been against it. Like, I brought one home years ago and she's like, not a fan. And I'm like, well, that's terrible because it's like ready to go. You can take it off. Hell, the next day you can throw it into a salad, whatever you like. Right? And I've always been a fan. I finally, where it's great and it's at a great price. Now that I got the family and stuff and the Costco shopping, I've got to tell you, Costco, I think it's about $5 still, and it is a solid rotisserie chicken.
I'm still ruining the day we run into each other at the Jewel.
Oh,
That's my goal in life, is to run into you at Jewel one time.
but aren't we shopping at that Jewel's not 24/7, is it?
No, I'll get there. Oddly at like a 7 or 8 o'clock sometimes, or probably not. Like, I think you probably shop during the day.
Right.
But I do most of my grocery shop about 8 o'clock, 7,
Okay.
8 o'clock.
Okay.
So it'd be like you running in to get some Cheese Whiz because you guys ordered Philadelphia cheesesteaks or something, and they didn't bring the Cheese Whiz, so you're running down the street to get the whiz.
All right, we're talking food right now. So tomorrow I'm driving to Clinton, Wisconsin.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Tomorrow I'm driving to Country Fried Meats, and I am going to pick up my quarter of a cow. I really have no idea what I'm doing with this. I have made some room in the freezer. Like we ate up some frozen pizzas. We ate up some other things. I think there's enough room for the quarter cow, but I really don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it all. Would you like a little, like maybe a steak? Something like
sure.
that? Bring over
yeah,
a steak, maybe something like that. Yeah.
I'm always down for steak. Absolutely.
I'm going to share it. That's the idea. I'm going to share my quarter of a cow. They asked if I wanted any organs, and I said no. Because I knew that my sister, who's getting half of this same cow, already has like the tongue. Like, so I can't go for that because there's only one tongue, right? So I ended up just.
How many pounds is it?
I forget how many pounds, but my sister had told me that I might want to bring 2 large coolers and maybe a third. I called him up today and I said, "Hey, do you sell ice?" And she's like, "No, you don't have to worry about it. It's going to be cool enough outside." And how far are you going? I was like, about an hour and a half with no traffic. Right.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm not going to have to worry about it because it's cool enough outside, but she doesn't realize that I'm bringing my mini SUV and it's going to be warm in it. So I'm still going to bring the coolers, but I don't know. They're packed. There's already patties made and everything.
Yeah, but you got to remember the meat's not coming to you raw. It's frozen, right?
Right. Yeah. It's frozen.
So it's already an ice cube. It takes a good 8, 9. It's 6 hours to thaw a steak.
That's what she sounded like. And let me tell you, this is a gal who talked me through the cuts, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm just like, what do you think? Okay, what do you think? When we talked 2 weeks ago, what do you think?
Yeah.
No clue what to do. But I want to see how this goes, and maybe next year I go for a half a cow. I don't know. I can get about a cow a year. Here's the other thing, Al. It's from my sister's farm, right? So my kids that go there and name the cows, I'm not going to tell them what we're eating, right?
Well, no, I think every season you should be like, all right, we're eating Jeremy this week, this year.
We're going to be eating number 9. I don't think Robbie let them name this one just for that reason. We're eating number 9.
That's my lucky number. Well, back to the Jewel chicken. I never do the fried chicken, even though I hear the fried chicken's very good, because I like Popeyes, and I hate, fried chicken is one of those things where, like, it's so bad for you that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. So I have 2 options. I go to Popeyes, which I love. I go to KFC, which is convenient, or the best option, I go down the street to the Filipino chicken place. It's been around since like 1950s, and they go ahead and they make a mean fried chicken with some banana ketchup on the side.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. And for me, Al, I'm the same. I'm going to the Jewel. I'm not going there for my fried chicken. It's Popeyes, like,
Yeah.
or somewhere better. If I'm going to the Jewel, have you ever done the wings there? I used to grab the wings once in a while, and they're not the best. They were sitting out on the out on the, what do you call it, the buffet and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you could throw them in a bag or you could throw them in the bucket, whatever. I would do that here and there just because it was easy. There was one close to my old job. I'd go there for lunch and I'd have it. And then one day I saw a dude like grab 3 of them and put them in his pocket. And for some reason, that's when I stopped doing Jewel wings.
He was stealing the wings?
Like, oh yeah, for sure. He put 3 in his pocket and just started eating one and then left.
I mean, I do that with the grapes, but
you can do it with the grapes, but you can't do it with this.
Do you remember they used to have the giant barrels of candy?
These guys are backing up the chicken. All right, I'll try some of the fried chicken. I trust these guys.
I've heard nothing but good things about this fried chicken. I mean, honestly, I've had this conversation at other jobs, where people talk about leaving work early to get the fried chicken because on the sale, so they'd be like, there was like a discount on like a Friday. It'd be like $5 for the fried chicken, and people would leave early because the shit would sell out. So,
wow,
stealing grapes on the fly, hell yeah, man! It is.
Man, yeah, I had a kid eating like pulled the blueberries out. And I'm like, we haven't washed those yet. Like,
that's okay. I never watched fruit. It's been one of the secrets. I've defeated COVID 2 times. I've warded off hundreds of times, maybe millions of times, and I attribute it to I never watched fruit. I tend to eat fruit.
You're a 2-time champ over COVID. I'm only 1 time.
Yeah. I'm 2. Well, and first too.
Wait, why am I on Roman Reigns block? My bad on the graphic there. That was just piss poor job. I'm sorry. My Jewel, go there with kids and they get a free banana. So they'll give them a banana. So if you go there, you can go right over to the banana. You can start to eat it. And then on your way out, you just show them and they give you a little card. They're like, that one's on the house. No big deal. I learned that a year ago. Oh,
wait. They're writing off the banana, or that it's a known thing. The kids can have a banana.
No, like I didn't know it till we were at the checkout, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to get a banana for the kid?" I'm like, "Yeah, we'll get a banana for the kid. They'll give the kid a free banana."
That's bananas.
I don't know if it's for every banana. Oh, are you gonna do any more of the Monopoly?
No. I'm strictly off the Monopoly. I've invested too much of my life for free aspirins and a juice sauce.
and what is it? The tomato paste. The little can of
I got enough for you. I can make an army for fucking chili over here.
Fucking A. Monopoly got ruined for me when the pandemic first hit and everything shut down. Like Monopoly was happening at Jewel, and then I just didn't want to touch fucking anything at the time. I wasn't taking them. I was done. And I'm not going back. You're right. It takes up too much time.
No.
Even with the app, it's bullshit. If they give you 20 extra tickets, it's bullshit.
It's hard to open them. I had that woman who was sweet on me. And when I would go to the checkout, she would forget to scan things, and then she would also give me as many of those. She'd give me stacks of those Monopoly things. I would come home, at 3 a.m. I would light my little scented candle, and I would sit there and I would rip at those. Those so hard to rip at, especially when you have hundreds of them. I would rip at them. I would open them. I had so many of these goddamn things. I had a box full, and at the end of the day, I cashed nothing in. I won nothing, and the whole damn thing's a scam. To hell with it. I'm not touching the Monopoly. If I want to play Monopoly, listen, Clark, I'm a Monopoly champion, okay? I am the king of Marvin Gardens. You know, if you want to play me in Monopoly, I'll take you down, and I'll take you down surgically. Like, you would be so impressed. You'd be like, my God, why isn't this man president of the United States? Because I am the king of Monopoly, and never forget it. But just because they slap the damn logo on something, and then they make these impossible to win games, and just because I'm addicted to things like slot machines, you think I'd love the Monopoly. But I'm done with it. There's too much work involved. Forget about it. Out.
Okay. Now, at the beginning of this, you mentioned the checkout person who was sweet on you.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same gal that's sweet on me.
No. She's gone. She's out of
Oh.
the industry.
Yeah.
I've
Really?
You know, yeah. I mean, I assume maybe giving me the free shit, well, it didn't help. But no. Mr. Wilson, you can sit there as the banker, and you can rule over the game. I'll abide, but you can be the supreme frickin' court of Monopoly. All right, buddy? And I'll still beat anybody you put in front of me. That's how damn good I am at Monopoly. I'm telling you, I get the little horsey. They don't even make it anymore. I will go on Google. I will go on Amazon. I will go on where do you buy things on the used shit? What is that thing? The bidding site.
Craigslist.
eBay. I will go on eBay and I will spend some cryptocurrency to go ahead and get the little horse guy, because I have to have the horse guy, and I will whoop anyone's ass at the Monopoly.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Al, in our house, we now have Monopoly Junior.
Yeah.
And the kids have started playing them. Like, they're getting chutes and ladders, but let me tell you, when one of them loses, it's the fucking end. Like,
well, you bring. I'll come over.
You'll like them. They try cheating all the time at the board game. So
you set up that board. You put the kids there on the floor, and I'll play them, and I will beat the kids' ass.
Okay. Monopoly Junior. It's a little too old for her. It's still like 5 years away, maybe 2 years away for Hazel to really be into it.
Yeah.
But I would say that you listening to the show, just making sure we're still on.
No, I was closing an app.
Oh, an appetizer or an app? Okay.
Yeah. Appetizer.
Yeah, it's still a little too old for her, so she didn't quite get it. So, which is fine because I can just cheat and win without her knowing. It's great. But we've started finally doing those.
Do you play War with her?
Oh, that's a good idea. War would be good because she knows her numbers now.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Yeah, I'm in. I will kick her ass at War. I got home tonight from work and they were napping. Like, they didn't do earlier naps. Vera napped for like 2 hours until like 5:30. Hazel fell asleep at 5:15. Do you know what that means, Al?
What? They're going to be up all night.
Late.
Nice.
So maybe you should come
get
over
him some ice cream.
Yeah.
I just rediscovered the Tootsie Roll. I just rediscovered the Tootsie Roll. I forgot how damn good these things are. I was at the Buteras. I don't know if you ever go to the Buteras, but I was at the Buteras.
Yeah.
And they had giant Tootsie Rolls for $1.
Okay.
You get 2 giant Tootsie Rolls for $1.
Okay.
By the way, I wanted to quickly, before we move on and before I forget, let me just get this out there. When I was a kid, you know, I lived just off a river road, and we would go and we would play in the Des Plaines woods, you know, with on the banks of the Des Plaines River. We would run through the woods, and there must have been a giant tree. And at some time, the tree came down with its roots. So there was a giant bowl in the ground. And kids made little ramps, and you would ride your bike down the bowl. It was called the bowl, the secret area in the woods. You had to know how to get there. You know, you'd go through the thickets of the forest, and you would get to the bowl, and all the kids would sit there. Some people would drink alcohol, and that you would do these jumps off, rolling down the roll. I almost became a paraplegic one time there.
Sure.
Anyways. Yeah. If you knew the other secret area, there was a side path. If you took the side path out of the bowl, it went to the Frito-Lay's chip company. And if you climbed the barbed wire fence, there was a garbage can where they were throwing out all their old chips they could no longer sell. And as kids, we didn't care about expiration dates, you know. No. You're young. So we would go and we would, it was like
the body can handle it a lot better at that age.
Sure. Yeah. It was like you were like the Willy Wonka of chips. You would go in there and they were just you would dive into the garbage can, and it was any chip you can imagine. So we take just bags and bags of chips, and then we'd head back to the bowl, and there were chip wrappers everywhere. It's good at times back in my day.
Well done. They don't live like that anymore. There's no way. There's no way. Reminder, Cloudy Cloud is in on it. Like he's got this figured out. The expiration dates are a total scam to sell.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like the cell phone. The phones last for what, 2.5 years. And then you gotta upgrade to keep up with the new system. It's all bullshit.
My phones last 6 to 8 years, Clark. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
I know you're a hipster, Clark. Old hipster Lawrence and cool Clark. He has to have a new phone every 2 years. Like he just did. He has
this thing here that you told me to buy, this face thing.
Yeah, awesome.
This thing here, if that isn't some hipster shit, I don't know what is.
That's not hipster stuff. That's massage your neck and I got the droopy eyes. I want to give a little massage to.
What are you saying? Hipster stuff? Like you don't curse anymore? What did Lou? He told you no cursing on his family show, so now you can't even throw one out once in a while.
What are you talking about cursing? I curse all the time. Nobody swears more than I do.
Nobody swears more than you.
I control myself on this program. I still let it still flies out, but I try to be as reserved as possible.
Forrest knows it keeps you looking young. Yes, it does. Man, I got to tell you, we haven't done a show since you and I made our most recent wrestling trip. Patrick, I got back to town. I know everybody was worried after doing Easter out in Kirkland on Saturday to go to the NJPW show out at the Odeum. This would have been about 8-9 days ago, right? On a Saturday, 10 days ago here, whatever day this is. I had to jump in an Uber when I got back to town and take it down to you over at the barbecue place.
It's not a barbecue place, Clark. Mr. D's steak sandwiches.
The sushi place.
No, D. Shish kebabs. The shish kebab place. But you get the steak sandwich. And they also have the best fries in the city.
Yeah. Okay. I will. It's no problem. Yeah, Forrest, I did Kirkland the day before. Went out, took Mom out to lunch the day before, and then I made it back to town with the family. Then made it over there, picked him up at Mr. D's with the best fries in the world. Or I met you at Mr. D's, and then
you didn't even go inside and grab them. You should have grabbed some fries while you were there. Best fries in the entire country.
Because I didn't know if you guys were in a hurry. I almost asked you to place me an order. I didn't get there till after you guys had finished eating. I was late to town, but I took the cab down there, the lift down to see you because you were closer to Villa Park than I was. I thought it would be a nice thing to do rather than say, hey, can you come up and pick me up? I did that. And then I should have gotten food there because the Odeum for the NJPW show, they're selling. This place isn't going to be open much longer. Do you know
that was the final event?
A place that's closing down now. A place that's closing down isn't exactly going to be run the best.
No, it's they checked out.
We saw the long line when we got there.
Yeah.
Thought, you know what? Let's wait in the car till other people get inside, and then we'll get out and wait in line. And it was one of those cold nights, as we've had a lot of those in the last 14 days or whatever. We had a couple warm ones, but it was one of the cold nights, and we waited outside for a while. And Al, what was with all the semi trucks around? Like, the Odeum's this building that's old. It's,
it's a beautiful space. Big American flag in there. It's a place. It's a place where kids would go to see, hip bands back in the day and skate. They turned into a skating ring at times, and you see wrestling and boxing and the good stuff. Good old school American venue.
Right. And now it's it seems like what, a trucking company there?
Well, they've Cloudy, the Quad Cloud just informed us that they rent out parking spaces for semis.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is totally a thing. I remember, the guy who took legal custody of me when my mom got sick as a kid was a truck driver, and I remember him having special places we'd have to go to get his truck. You'd have to pick him up at a place to park the truck. And yeah, now I believe the Odium actually sold to a trucking consortium. So that's what's taking over there. Look, they got sumo wrestling going on in there, and they got old people sitting on chairs.
Yep. Damn it, I was trying. Hang on.
Clark tried buying the concession stands.
I did try. Well, because as we just discussed, I wasn't able to get food with y'all. So, yeah.
This guy Clark buys a bag of popcorn, and the bag of popcorn just sits there the entire time. Doesn't eat it.
I didn't want the popcorn. It's bad in my teeth. My teeth aren't great. Oh, they do a little bit of rodeo.
Yeah, the Odium. For the people listening on Blog Talk, Clark is going through photos of the Odium right now.
Mm-hmm.
Very distracted. Most of them are of senior citizens. I love that space upstairs. You know, that's the upstairs space. It looks like a church up there. So when you get like meet and greets, you know, with wrestlers, there was always like this cool background, like you ran into them at a church.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of great wrestling there. It was a cool venue. Oh yeah, the haunted house. I used to go there when it was a haunted house in October.
Wow.
That was a thing.
Yeah,
So,
seats about 5,500 for wrestling, and they were all there. All 5,500 of us were there.
yeah, it was jam packed, and 5,500 sounds really high, but
I mean, it said that's what it seats. I mean, I'm sure that's really high, but it definitely like it took forever to get in, and when we got up there, we realized why.
yeah,
Because it looked like they had only had one line to get in earlier, and then they opened up a separate one where they wanted you, because you had to go through the metal detector,
right.
which, as Patrick noted to us after we walked through, wasn't even fucking on.
Not even plugged in.
Not even plugged in. Like, not.
But they still made you go through it like it was.
Right.
Theater of the mind.
Right. May 31st, he said, is the final day of the Odium out there. I'll be damned.
They're selling seats.
I'll tell you. I've been there twice, and I enjoyed the spots. Oh yeah. I took a picture of that, Al. They're $75 for a pair of their seats. They're selling everything. Yep.
Yeah, it's cool. It was a cool spot. I'm gonna miss it. You know, those size venues are disappearing.
They are.
You know, the only one I can think of now is Cicero Stadium.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We'll see. You're talking old venues. You know that the movie theater, the drive-in out there at McHenry, they're actually doing upgrades. They're adding like a new screen, all different kinds of things. So like some of that old stuff they are going to try to keep around, but yeah, it's a shame to see a place like that go. But as we were there, you know, people were getting mad. Well, shit, the seating arrangements. We still don't know if we were anywhere near our correct seats.
No. I yelled at the kid. I was a dick.
Well, because they came in, you know, 4 matches in and started asking us to move. And we're like, hang on a minute, man. Like, we all just figured it out. There wasn't 80% of the people on the floor were sitting in the wrong seats, I would say.
Right.
Because when we asked one person where to sit, they told us one place. When we asked the other guy, they told us the other. Some people thought that number one started on one side. Other people thought that number one started on the other side.
Everything was poorly labeled. It was a disaster. But we found seats. We sat there. And yeah, then they asked us, the guy's like, well, what seats are you at? I'm like, we're in the wrong seats. We're not moving. How many people are you looking for? And they're like, 4. I'm like, well, there's 4 seats right here. We think these guys moved who were sitting here before. Let them sit there and we're all fine. Solved. He's like, okay.
And he said, yeah, okay. Like, yeah. And it, like, for him, like, he just wanted to get the shit resolved without it being an issue. And he did. Like, he's like, yeah, cool. Are you guys good with that? Cool. Here we go. I really enjoyed being there for a New Japan Pro show.
So you came this close, a frog's hair, from seeing your first 5-star match in person, your first 5-star Meltzer.
What did you? Was it 4.75 or 4.5?
4.75.
Holy shit! And we actually got to see almost all of that match. There were a few matches where we don't even know what happened for 30 minutes during it. There was at least one.
And from what I understand, if you bought it on pay-per-view, they had the same problem too for that one match where it was
Like
all
they
over the
couldn't
stadium.
follow it.
No, I mean there's just kids there with cameras. It's not like a professional production company.
Right.
Or if it is, I mean they're very amateur. So we saw Will Ospreay and John Moxley. Moxley's on fire right now in the indie scene, and of course AEW, former AEW champion, and Will Ospreay, the European champion and former New Japan World um, champion as well, the IWGP champion. So those two went at it, and Dave Meltzer, the main journalist in wrestling, especially when it comes to grading matches, um, his chart goes up to 5 stars, but he's broken it. It's gone now up to, I believe, 7 stars. But it's rare to see a 5-star match, and this match went 4.75. It was a really good match.
Yeah, it was. You brought it up too that Ospreay has really put on mass. Like he looked jacked.
Oh yeah, he's
absolutely
bulked up.
jacked. And Ospreay's known he's known not for that. He's been known for being a great technical pro wrestler. Like
well, he's a flyer.
Yeah. And he's been good with that stuff. He looked great. He looked jacked. Damn it. I'm trying to share my own photos and it's saying no. I had a couple good ones I wanted to throw up there that actually made sense of the place and of the match. I got that one photo.
If you're looking to buy those chairs, I would imagine just look on the Odium website, but they definitely were selling them. I think Clark may even have taken a picture of the sign that was selling them, so maybe he could get you some info if there's anything on there. Yeah, it was a great match. I mean, the crowd was on fire. New Japan, if you've never been to a New Japan show, if you've never watched it, WWE, a lot of these other shows try to mix up the excitement level of matches. New Japan is a very gradual build where, the early stuff tends to be just throwaway. The first match is generally like rookies or, kids in training. And then it builds and it builds and it builds. And then your final 2 matches, those guys go all out. And they're just fantastic main events. Which is the way, I think you really should book a wrestling card. I've always enjoyed that format of the slow build to a huge finale. And we got Moxley versus Ospreay, and those guys absolutely lit it up. Moxley was gushing. You keep it down, buddy.
Holy
Moxley was keeping, this guy was flowing blood early in the match. There were some magnificent dives. I mean, just a crazy, crazy match. But before that, you experienced, I thought this happened all the time, but it turns out in the history of New Japan Wrestling, these guys have only gone head-to-head, one-on-one 5 times in the history of the wrestling, but they look like they've done it millions of times. It was Ishii versus Minoru Suzuki, Tomohiro Ishii versus Minoru Suzuki, and Suzuki's a guy. It takes a couple times seeing him, or it takes seeing a great Suzuki match to get. Sometimes I see him on like AEW, and it's a big deal, but a lot of people just don't get him. He walks out, he looks like an ant. He's skin and bones. He's a very lean dude, and but truth is, he's a shooter. Like, he knows how to fight, and he's a very good fighter. And he kind of has this almost like an yakuza, like a Japanese mafia, a danger element. It feels like messing with Paulie Walnuts when you mess with Minoru Suzuki. You just know he's going to go off and just beat the hell out of you for the smallest thing. And he's going to smile while doing it. He's a sadist. And his matches are slow. And it's a lot of like just kind of slapping each other back and forth. But it builds and it builds and it builds till at the end, even if you weren't impressed with them slapping each other in the beginning, by the end, you're just like hook, line, and sinker into this story that's being told in the ring. And these two guys, Tomohiro Ishii, they call him the Stone Pitbull. He's an undersized Japanese wrestler who's kind of known for taking a beating. Like, he just takes a beating, and he just keeps standing up and getting in your face like, yeah, is that the best you got? I may not beat you, but you're going to have to give you everything you have to beat me. And Minoru Suzuki's the kind of guy who gives everything it takes to beat a dude, and will even toy with him even after he hasn't beat it. So those two guys just went at it, and it was just a fantastic match. Absolutely loved it. Clark, as a guy who doesn't watch a lot of New Japan, what did you think of it?
That match, fantastic. Yeah, I absolutely loved it, and I know who the guys are, and I respect how they have perfected the craft. I enjoy, I like it a lot. That NJPW does the strong style. There's a lot of like hard hits, and I love that. And they did that, and that's their hits. And you said that they've only gone at it like 5 times total.
Yeah, that was their 5th time meeting up, according to the record books. So
And these guys are, and they've got a little bit of like they've got time. They've got time in there. And I've always enjoyed that style of they take their time with the booms right to the head. They give it back and forth. It's like who can take it the best.
The fighting spirit.
And and there were a couple of them where it's like, this is pro wrestling, and it looks like they may not have connected as one would hope. But then all of a sudden, right after that, then there was, there's one hit where you're like, oh shit, like he actually connected there.
Yeah, he cracked him.
These guys are getting hurt. They're getting hurt. It's really happening. Like, sure, they can sell it and everything, but they're getting hurt. It was great. That match, probably the 5-star match there, or the 4.75-star match. Great match. I thought that was solid. What I like about it is, about NJPW there, is that it's no frills, and they don't even try, to. We weren't watching a show that was designed for the pay-per-view. We weren't watching a show for TV. Like if you go to Raw, if you go to AEW Dynamite, like that's a TV show. They have hard out.
Yeah.
Pay-per-views even, like they have a specific thing that they're doing. NJPW, it's just like guys are getting in the ring and they're going to do their craft, and that's what you're watching. The announcer doesn't even get in the ring at NJPW. He's not part of the show, Justin Roberts. He's not keeping the crowd entertained. Like, you're here to watch fucking wrestling. Like I enjoyed everything about it. The bare bones. It feels very much like I hear about like my uncles and friends from back home, the older guys going to a high school gym back in the day to watch wrestling, which I still get a little bit when we go to, it feels that way when we go down to the Cicero Stadium, of course.
Yeah.
From them, you're hearing stories of guys who hold up a chair and get punched in the face by a wrestler back there. This feels like that can happen.
Right.
NJPW, like,
and I did notice, and it was the Odium, and it was the end of the run. There were a lot of people smoking in there. Like I definitely smelled clouds of marijuana.
Well, no. Cigarette smoke out. We were the unlucky ones. Over back behind us to the right there, like feet away, was the outside smoking area. And it was cold out, so guys were like just standing inside basically. We just lost a caller from the 312. I'm sorry I missed you there. My bad, caller from the 312. But anyway, enjoyed that show. That venue looked beautiful. I'll throw a couple up on our Twitter of it. I tweeted a couple pictures back there of the arena. The roof really looks cool. It has that machine shed look of a place. And I tweeted already, Al. But speaking of NJPW, like you brought it up,
bigger.
It was probably going to happen. And then they made an announcement a few days later when, after that guy that we saw, after we saw, whoever was calling from the 312, jump back in and I'll get to you. I'm so sorry about that. But he said, I think that guy's the president. And none of us thought about, like, you brought it up to me later, like, we didn't think about trying to get a picture with the guy.
Yeah.
We were waiting in line. Like, I'm sure he would have been fine doing that, knowing that we were all standing out there in the cold, right?
Right. I think so too. Like the Japanese are just too polite to not.
Right.
He's not going to be like, oh, busy now. He's going to be like, okay, thank you.
All right. We'll get back to the NJPW show, but 312 just jump back on. I told him that I'd go to him. So let's go over to the Joseph's Finest Meats hotline. We're going to jump over there with the caller from a 312. Hey, 312, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Gentlemen, Elijah from Tomball, Texas. How y'all doing?
Hey, Elijah, how's Tomball, Texas tonight?
Oh, it's going okay, but I'm telling you, I am in a fit of comfortable rage right now.
Uh-oh.
Clark, fucking Frito-Lays.
Oh, no.
Fritos with your first overall pick. I'm going to go to my second favorite podcaster Clark Larson's house to see some sporting event. I'm excited.
Hang
I'm
on.
not only excited to hear his awesome banter, but I'm also looking forward to quite the spread that he has, knowing that he's an experienced host and entertainer of these sporting events. And if I sit there with my two beautiful blonde kids and you put out a bowl of fucking Fritos
Ugh.
with nothing else, I am leaving. And when my daughter looks at me with tears in her eyes and says, "Why didn't you serve us that?" And laughing at her, "Those weren't even tips, honey. Don't worry about it. We won't ever be going back there."
Oh my!
You would shatter dreams. See, I mean, your chip draft was just pure incompetence. I mean, it was like the Angelo of. It was like the who did we just fire? We had like the guy we just fired of drafts.
Holy shit,
That was
Elijah!
That was an Emery move right there.
I feel
that
like
was-
there's no coming back from this.
That was an
I don't.
Emery picking Mark Trestman kind of move.
There's no coming back from this. I don't know. You just laid into me like no other. Like, I apologize to your
sorry,
children.
Clark, I'm
I
serious.
apologize to your children. I apologize to you. I apologize to your bride. I apologize to the entire town of
The two
Tomball.
blonde children. They need apologies. Whitman Sampler would be appropriate.
I apologize to the people who built that brand new stadium for that high school in Tomball, Texas. I apologize to that mayor, and I apologize to you, sir. My Lord,
Well, I would not. I did not wake up this morning thinking I was going to be furious at my second favorite podcaster, Al being the first one, of course.
Well, you
Thank
didn't
you.
have to
I
say
appreciate
that. You
that.
didn't have to say it. Like, even if we knew it, you didn't have to fucking say that part. Some things you
It's
can to yourself.
it's funny because Clark is also my second favorite, and my first is all the other ones are tied.
All right, all right, Bobby Heenan. That's a Heenan line.
That is a
and you know
Heenan
it.
joke. It is a Bobby Heenan joke.
Oh man, Elijah, is there anything I can do? Because honestly, like, normally I'd like try to be like, this is bullshit, but I agree with you. Oh, somebody wants some handwritten notes.
Yeah,
Look, I'm
with a
getting
Whitman
beat up all
sampler.
over.
You better go to the Jewel and get a Whitman sampler and go to the card section and you just start doling out apologies and chocolates.
We did it on the fly. Elijah, my apologies. What can I do?
We'll have to see what happens on the next draft. I don't know if it's going to be a sandwich draft. I don't know if it'll be a dip draft. But I mean, you really got to come strong with this next one.
All right.
I mean, yeah, you lost me on Fritos. You kind of came back a little bit with a couple deep cuts, but yeah, the Fritos just lost me. I'm like, who the hell just eats Fritos?
Can I ask you this?
You got to dip it in something.
Does Fritos and Doritos, can they both count in the potato chip draft? Because somebody did bring it up there.
He's trying to get out of here on a technicality.
I was the one that said those are corn chips.
Everybody.
But technically, I don't count those as potato chips. When I suggested the draft, I was more looking for flavors, and brands as well. But man, then you finish it up with a 3D Doritos.
Well,
I mean,
pathetic.
Hang on, that was me.
Absolutely sad.
I went for the troll on Al because I knew that he had already picked the nacho cheese, and I really wanted to pick the nacho cheese Dorito, so I went with the 3D nacho cheese Dorito. All right, Dan, get out of here. There's no need. I apologize to you. I apologize to your beautiful blonde children, Elijah's beautiful blonde children, all the blonde children. I'm sorry.
Old Lays Lawrenson over here.
Jesus, man. Oh.
Frito Lays Lawrenson.
Elijah, before you go.
Frito Lays Lawrenson. Yeah,
all right,
like that.
Christ.
What's
I don't even know.
Frito Lays or Lawrenson here?
I don't even know if you're gonna. I don't even know if you're gonna want to answer this. But do you have any? Are you optimistic about the Bears draft? How are you feeling coming up here?
Man, I just don't know enough about these players and
yeah.
Hell, even ESPN gets it wrong. I mean, I mean, all these people who do pick the draft picks, they take around. They want to parade around the block when they pick a good one. And how often do you see? They always remember it's like socks, right? You always remember your good ones,
right?
Your bad ones. And so I have no idea. I would like them to pick up the best player, whether offensive line, defensive line, or wide receiver. You know, it's going to be interesting. But would I be upset if they? Probably running back would be the only thing that I would be upset if they picked.
Unless you're going to trade Montgomery, unless there's some value there. I was going to have an expert on this week, a draft expert, like we've done in the past. But I agree with you. Like these damn these pre-shows it's just such speculation, and no one knows anything. So what we're going to do is next week we're going to have a draft expert on to tell us about the players we got. I think that just makes a lot more sense.
I agree. I agree
like
completely.
I like that.
My only thought is at this point you have 2 second-round picks. You know, you maybe do a little trading down, like build more, like just bring in more people. I don't know. We'll see what they need a lot. They've got a lot of places that they need.
They need a lot.
They need a lot.
They do. And you know, which is another reason why I wasn't so upset when the free agency kind of busted the way it did. You know, I would give them a C for this free agency. You know, but you know, he even said, you know, a quote or something where he's been saying that the market for wide receivers and everything that they're asking for is just crazy right now. Is there Landry? Did he ever land anywhere?
Oh, I don't know if Landry did. Maybe he did.
There's a lot of talk about him.
That'd be one that I missed, but I don't know.
Jarvis Landry?
Yeah. I don't know.
Cleveland, right?
He was talking about how he wanted to get traded, and they're on the market, and they're saying how the Bears might look into him. I saw Debo. Again,
yeah, Debo's
seems like a good pickup, but yeah. So,
but
today,
I don't know.
Today, go ahead.
I agree with you overall. Like, there's nothing really to be done this year besides get some players that could potentially be core players. You know, go for some high ceiling, you know, low floor guys. Take some risk and see if they develop. Because next year you have all the money. Next year you make the moves. Next year you go all in.
Yeah, and I'm kind of getting that feeling too with a lot of the 1-year contracts. Anytime I see something posted about a Bears signing somebody, it's 1 year.
Yeah,
I don't even think that they're really planning for a long-term future. You know, I mean, or you know, I think they're looking for like another high turnover.
Right.
Yeah. So, but you know, I heard this is a strategy that the Bills did, where it was, you know, we give you a 1 year, evaluate you, and then we'll sign you an extension since you're in house if we feel like you're worth it. So I think this is like a Bill strategy, if I'm not mistaken, of what they've been doing.
With the rookie contracts and stuff, there's so much pressure it feels on to get good quick with Fields because you know you can spend money in other places and whatnot. The year 2, it's going to be what it is. But I mean, hopefully you can get much better for year 3, right? Like that's the plan. Like they're all talking about the dead salary cap come after this year for the following season. Like I think that's what this whole thing is going to be about. So are we tanking? Is that what we're talking about? Are we talking about a tank? What the hell's going on?
It's not a tank per se because you're still like anything can happen. You know, this team could be like 8-8, 8-9, or whatever the hell the deal is now, and still make the playoffs and have a decent run. We're just taking a lot of chance to see what we have. It's kind of like, all right, here's what we got. Here are the players. Prove to us you're going to be part of tomorrow because tomorrow we're going all in. So show us, you know, this is the year to test everybody. Just go all out. Everybody is testing for their jobs right now. I don't think it's when I'm saying that's best case scenario, like an 8-9. You know, I'm not predicting that's going to happen. I think we're going to have a miserable year. And in fact, we are tanking, but we're giving it all our all, trying to build as best possible with the players around us. I mean, is Mooney good? I mean, you know, I've seen some measurements. I've seen some numbers that say, you know, he could be an elite wide receiver. That could be in place already. I'm seeing that Cole Kmet could be a total bust. You know, that the guy is a subpar tight end. You know, and we're going to know this by the end of the year. We're going to know if there's a diamond in the rough on offensive line.
What was that, Elijah?
I said, "Oh, Komet being a bust? I think somebody said that 4 games into the last season, and I got chastised about how he's a blocking tight end and not a catching one." And I said,
Well,
"Nah, man, I'm not seeing it with this guy."
yeah, tight end is so hard to project. You know, in your 2 years in the league. You know, now it's the make or break seasons, but I agree. I probably defended him too much when I probably shouldn't have because you know the numbers are starting to show he sucks against man coverage.
Yeah.
You know, one thing interesting about polls that I've realized is with oh my gosh, how did I forget his name already? The last guy.
Pace.
He's
Polls,
dead and
Pace.
gone to me
Pace,
already.
Polls.
The last
Ryan
GM.
Pace, Ryan
Pace,
Polls.
yes. Pace was all in, you know, Khalil Mack trade, you know, big trades, big contracts, you know, trying to get these high numbers in. You know, if there was a free agent, it almost felt like, or if there was like a sexy, you know, like Fields was a sexy pick for the Bears, right? Trade down and go get him. You know, that was just kind of his thing.
Yeah.
I have to respect Poles for, I mean, he's like the opposite of this, right? You had Devontae Adams, you had a few offensive linemen. I can see why some people are upset, but well, hey, how come he didn't go for it? But to me, he's got his price and he's got his strategy. And for better or for worse, you know, he's not going to show his hand or go all in like we were seeing with Pace. You know, I'm sure there's some times where Pace kind of overstepped what he wanted or what the Bears could do, and that's how they got into the salary issue. So I don't see that now with Poles or what he's doing. A lot of 1-year contracts, but you know, I think next year is going to be really. We're going to see what he's kind of made of. I kind of agree with you, Al. It's kind of let's see what we got, evaluate, and then you know we'll go from there.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. It's just this is a test season.
Keep trading up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. I was just agreeing with you. It's a test season where they're gonna put players out there and they're gonna see if we can find some diamonds in the rough and then know for sure what holes we need to fill. Because right now we don't know. I mean, there's holes everywhere. I mean, the secondary could be the secondary most likely is a disaster right now. You know, linebacker. I mean, I feel like there's holes there. The defensive line, like I don't even know who the guys are on the defensive line. It's getting so bad. And then on offense, you know, the offensive line. Do we have guys in these players we're drafted and we've been wanting to develop, or are they complete busts? You know, and your wide receivers, is Mooney a legitimate elite wide receiver? I think he is. We don't know yet. You know, I mean, there's just so many questions. So
Guys,
you know, so little answers.
Elijah, Cloudy Cloud brings up over there, and I saw you in the Twitch chat earlier, and I appreciate you joining that. Everybody watch on Twitch, twitch.com/sports addict. You can join in on the fun there. But couldn't you call Komet a bust when $10 million Jimmy Graham took all the red zone snap? Komet might suck, but how do we know?
From a fantasy perspective, 0 touchdowns. Zero touchdowns by Komet.
Guys, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Elijah. Go first, and then Al.
I'm sorry, Al. If they felt confident in his abilities, they would have thrown it to Komet. I mean, why the hell did they even keep Jimmy Graham on for that extra year to be a mentor? That's an expensive ass mentor. If they felt like Komet was the real deal and that they can count on him to get these touchdowns, which we both know last year the Bears were struggling to get to the red zone and put it in score 6. They felt Komet was it. They would have thrown it to him.
Well,
so I think it's more of a testament to how bad Komet is that they did give Jimmy Graham all those touches and all those looks in the red zone.
Well, W. Wilson brought it up too. He said, how can you evaluate anyone the Bears have with the Nagy offense? Like, how do you know if Komet's any good? How do you know?
That's what we're going to find out. Komet wasn't underutilized. Like that's a misconception. I think he was like 15th in targets with tight ends. You know, from a fantasy perspective, Cole Komet is a guy you might want to take a shot at because there's going to be positive touchdown regress to means because he had 0. You know, I mean, he's going to get some targets this year. The question is, in the play he's had, he's proven that he has a lot of trouble against man coverage. So you use him in zone, fine, but he's not a guy that's winning in the man coverage, which you want out of a tight end, especially a receiving tight end. And we have enough sample size to know that there are some issues that could be corrected, but are legitimate scares. So,
yeah. Elijah.
And with his size,
go ahead.
there's no excuse why he shouldn't be a man. He's not dominating the man. I mean, he's way too big, too strong to not be able to take on to outspeed a linebacker or to outpower a cornerback or safety. One of the questions that I have that I'm really interested in is our free safety. His name escapes me again, Eddie
Jackson.
You know who I'm talking about?
Oh,
yeah,
Eddie Jackson.
What's this guy going to do? And the fact that I heard Eberflus says, "Oh, we're going to play him up and have him blitz more," which I think that he's only done like maybe once or twice last season. So he's another big question mark that I'm looking forward to seeing where we go with that as well. So
yeah, let's see what happens here in the future.
I was saying, just holes everywhere.
Yep. As always, I enjoy chatting with you here, Elijah. Thank you so much for the call tonight, my friend.
No problem, Clark. Sorry for chastising you. It's just I wouldn't put you through that if I knew that you were better and you could do better the next draft. So I'm looking forward to hearing these picks.
Listen,
next time you guys go with
I don't know. Were you the first one?
I believe in you.
Were you the first one to bring it up in there? Because we were put on the spot. We rolled with it as we go. It was one of the first ones. If I would be lying if I said I didn't question it myself when the words came out of my damn mouth. But I made that decision, and I'm going to stick with it. I went with the chip. This was me trading up to grab Mitchell Trubisky. All right. That was mine. That was me there. Give me a break. Give me a chance to not be Ryan Pace. Give me a chance to make up for that big fucking mistake.
Yeah, I did get the draft, and I wanted it 3 rounds. So you really had to pick and have a strong candidate. When we went 7, I felt you could have some weak ones still in there. You can go deep, which you did.
Well,
so I don't know.
I'd argue that. I'd argue
dishes because those are so versatile.
Yeah, I would argue
that's always a good one. Or sandwiches, dips
sure.
is always a good one. So
my argument there is that that we got to some really good deep cuts in there. And we did. We found a couple good chips later on in that draft. I'm glad that Al wanted to go 10. I gave the compromise, and we went with 7. So anyway,
I thought I gave the compromise.
No, I gave the compromise. You said 10.
I had a want.
Elijah was down at 3. I was at 5. You went to 10, and I said, "How about 7?" I brought it back down.
Yeah. I was gracious enough to come down.
I was gracious. I was the gracious one. You are gracious. Elijah, have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, guys.
You as well. That was Elijah from Tomball, Texas, giving us a ring on the Joseph's Finest Meats hotline. I'm not going to Joseph's. Remember, I'm heading up to Wisconsin to get my meat this time.
Well, you can still go to Joseph's and get your sausages. I mean, before I knew you were eating frickin' Jimmy Dean's.
What? I mean,
that was your idea of a high-class sausage.
I mean, I'm still going to do that once in a while. I go with the signature jewel brand to go with the Jimmy Dean's.
Yeah, I mean, if you live that close to a world-class butcher shop and you're eating the Jimmy Dean's, something's not right with you.
Well, sometimes you're at the Jewel already, and it's like, I don't have time to make it over there, especially when you got sick fucking kids. You're working all the time. You're waking up at 3 a.m. with them. You're thinking about work, so then you go and you do an hour.
And instead of the Jewel sausage, you go and get the fried chicken.
That's a smart call. I will try. You've got to try it too, I think. I think you've got to give it a shot.
Next time we get together for some wrestling that's not live at the United Center, then we're going to go ahead and we'll have some Jewel fried chicken.
I've got to tell you. Okay, I'm in. I saw the 312 number and I saw it drop. That's why I brought it up. I thought it might be Elijah. I wanted to throw a bone out there. Like I was like, Elijah, give us a call. Cause I love talking a little Bears with him. Maybe we'll get to some video games. He and we both have the daughters and stuff. Like we talk about that here and there. And I wanted to go to him to have that relationship with him. And we turn the phone on and he just lights me up. Like just lays into me.
Well, he was right though. I mean that's the issue. We like honesty from our callers.
Oh,
Sesame
need it.
Seed is
Now
upset we haven't talked the Bulls.
that's Elijah. Elijah says we forgot to talk Bulls. No, we didn't. There's no need. It's been a great season. Now Zach's in protocols. Can he go and get surgery tomorrow? He probably has to wait. If he has COVID, he probably has to wait a few days now. But he needs to get healthy for next season. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. They had the one game where things felt good, and it's been a disaster since.
It gave me so much hope, Al. It gave me, it's like that Jay Cutler hope that I had. It's just this false sense of hope.
Well, just breaking news: Andrew Woolfolk of Earth, Wind, and Fire has passed away at the age of 71.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean it seems like it's all over for the Bulls. What are you gonna do, man? It's we could have a funeral for them. Maybe next week on the program we'll have a draft expert to come on and talk about the draft picks, and we'll have the Bulls funeral. If you'd like to prepare some words, Clark, I'd like that. Maybe you can sing a sad song for us.
Maybe next week we can jump into the NJPW versus AEW at the United Center.
Well, I mean, we still have the question. I guess we could have it next week because it's still not on sale yet. I mean, we got to talk what tickets we're getting. We got to figure out our move here.
Well, because as you and I had discussed, there was a chance, we might be bringing some folks with us that, it may not want to spend up to get better seats. Maybe we could talk to Sports Addict folks that all want to spend about $500 each, and we could all get a suite. I don't know. You said you got a guy who might have a suite. Did he get you a price yet?
He hasn't got a price yet. I kind of ran him by the prices you gave me, and he's definitely not in for the $500 suite. But the lesser suite he is. But I don't know.
There. I don't want to sit up there.
Yeah.
I don't want to
see. You bring the Googles. What do you call those things? The binoculars. The Opera binoculars.
I got some of those rushed to me through Amazon. They came to my wife. None of us ordered them. We got.
Well, there you go. You beautiful. You sit in comfort, you drink in comfort, you eat in comfort, and then you use the binoculars and you see everything just fine. But I agree. I think I would rather be in the 100s.
There are events where I would love to be up there for. A random Bulls game in the middle of the year. Maybe a Nitro or whatever wrestling, weekly wrestling show. But not for this pay-per-view.
No.
We're going to see some of Japan's greatest stars like Okada.
Yeah.
We're going to see those guys at this.
What's Okada's first name, Clark?
Oh, it's Unsuke. No,
yeah, good.
What is Okada's first name?
Koshida. I gotta read it. I gotta
You can't ask me. Come on, I've gotta read.
Okada.
God damn. This is getting offensive at this point. I know we mean nothing but respect. That's amazing. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna enjoy it a lot. 500. That's a lot of money. And I think it would take that per person to get.
Because Chica, I had it right. Because Chica Okada.
Yeah, Rainmaker. I should have said Rainmaker.
Rainmaker. There you go.
Rainmaker would work. But yeah, we'll talk more about that next week. Because tickets go on sale the following Friday, I believe.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you, Thursday night when we were texting about it, I read it wrong, and I thought tickets were going on sale the next morning. I was home with a girl sick, and at about 9:00, I started getting them set up with a movie so I could go over and get logged in to buy our tickets at 10 a.m. And then I looked at them. I'm like, oh, shit, these things aren't on sale for 2 weeks.
And then do you think the pre-buy tickets are any good? I always feel like they're a scam. Like they only release a certain section.
Could maybe the folks watching along with us could tell us, or anybody listening later could shoot us text later and whatnot. But why don't we just try to buy both and then figure out which is the best and sell the other ones? Like, I don't think we're going to lose money on it. and I'd sell them at cost. Like I don't, or do you feel like this event could oversell? Could over?
Yeah, I think there's a chance this thing sells out in 5 minutes. I think there's a chance this thing doesn't sell out. Like that's where I'm at with this. And I would lean towards it actually being a day one sellout. If I had to project, that's what I would guess. But man, I've seen some people being like, I don't even know if I want to go to that show. I'd rather save up for AEW's big pay-per-view that we like to go to, All In or All Out.
I'm going to go to that. Like, there's no doubt about it.
Right.
That's months after.
But you want to spend your proverbial wad on this show, or do you want to do it on that show? And I think other people are leaning towards that show. I'm leaning towards this show.
How about like we'll aim for like second row at All Out, or yeah, in this one like 100 level, as you and I have learned, and those of you who might go to boxing events at some of these bigger venues, you don't want to be in that back row of the lower level.
No.
You don't want to be 15 rows back by the entrance ramp. You don't want to be there. You want to be about 5 rows up, 5 to 15 rows up in that 100 level section over at the United Center. That's where you want to be.
You want like row 5 of a hockey game or a basketball game.
Sure.
Probably a hockey game is more appropriate.
Right.
Yeah,
but
that's where you want to be.
Or in the way back. That's exactly where you don't want to be. We just got Cloudy just gave us a big bump right there. Just so you know.
Oh yeah.
Gotta
appreciate that.
There you go, man. There you go.
Yeah, because like
win and it's reasonable. I'm interested in hanging out with the attic. Chris, let's like before like next week we'll discuss it a little more, maybe here and maybe in the back channels. Shit, I didn't even get to talk about Wordle, Al.
We got to do that with a Warrior Wrestling show, because that way the price would be reasonable for everyone.
Right, like the
and
price
we could all hang out.
It's going to be probably a little bit higher than what the casual fan would want to spend, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think a Warrior show over at Cicero Stadium, if we could get that, that'd be perfect.
I mean, if we were to do a box at the United Center, we'd be in the nosebleeds for like $300,
right?
Which just doesn't seem all that fun.
And also the 100 level, I think, is probably priced out as well.
For us, or you mean for like normal people?
No, not for us. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where I'm aiming for.
And I'm whatever it is, I'm gonna go when I discuss it with my wife. We're gonna discuss it being about 70% of the actual cost. I'm gonna be like, right, spin up.
Yeah, when I tell the cat, believe me, I'm going, 200 max, but
it'll be close. But yeah, Al, I did want to say that I am. Rest in peace to your Wordle streak. You were very strong the whole way. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I'm sure it was some bullshit that caught you off guard. It was a guess here or there that you're like, I shouldn't have done that. But like, you hadn't lost one in over 60 tries.
Yeah, I just broke the 2-month barrier, and I was going for the 90 days, and then my damn Wordle streak has been broken. I don't know if I'm out. I'm still playing right now, but I feel a little defeated.
Yeah, you've done a whole lot better than me. Oh, like what? What's included with the box up there? 300 with food and booze might work. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
I do think it is. Yeah. Oh yeah. Chris did bring that up. Your streak, you came in like Goldberg.
Yeah.
You're undefeated, rocking it.
I know. Pretty soon I'm going to be doing Wordle in Saudi Arabia for money.
There you go. No, not soon. 20 years later, after you haven't wrestled in 10 years or whatnot.
Right. Man, we saw a dude who almost got taken out by the Korean government, speaking of your hair, and he returned for that New Japan show, Scott Norton. That was like it was like watching an old man bouncer throwing a kid out for the last time.
Al, I swear I've seen that guy sitting at the bar at the Farmers, like Kirkland, like sitting there at the bar, and he's just sitting there, and somebody bothered, the kids start getting rowdy, and he just stands up and he goes, "Settle the fuck down, kids," and they all settle the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like that's what he looked like in that match, and why they let him do a bit too much. Would you agree?
No, I thought it was the right amount.
All right. To make the fans happy that came to see Scott Norton leading the book.
Yeah.
All right. Fair. It was fun. I did love it. I hope you don't think I'm shitting on it too much, but
No, I mean it's worth shitting on. I mean it was.
I said to you, I go, Al, has this guy been in like the indie rings in the last few years? Like there's like, and you're like, no way. And I agreed with you. Like I didn't think he was. That's why I brought it up. I didn't think he was, but that was fun. It was fun to see.
Yeah.
Ah, buddy. I think it's been a hell of a fun show. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fun ride.
Sure. We'll have to figure out the draft for next. I want to do another draft.
Yeah, we can do another draft.
Unless you don't want, we can talk later. It's fine. Maybe I don't want to do another draft. I don't know.
I'm all right with drafts. I just feel like everyone does the draft, so I have no problem being like everyone else. If that's what people want, if that's fun, then fuck it.
Everyone is doing drafts, but today it felt natural. We were put on the spot with it. I jumped in. It worked. Well, buddy. Tickets are on sale a few days after next week's show, right?
Yeah, it's like the 5th, which I believe is next week.
Okay. Yeah, no, it is. Well, all right then.
All right.
Those of you
on
Facebook Live and Twitch and YouTube, thanks for joining in on the conversation. What were you saying, Al?
No, I was saying it was a lovely show. Thank you.
Cloudy says beer draft, but I know that you're not necessarily a beer guy.
Yeah, I couldn't be in that draft. I could host that draft, but.
Yeah. Good night, y'all. Thank you to those listening. I know my guy Jimmy listens to us a lot while he's out running. He did the Boston Marathon last week.
Wow. Congrats
to him on that. Yep.
All right. Well, have a good night, Clark. What else can be said?
I think we said it all.
90 seconds.
Blog Talk says we're done without, we're done anyway. You don't have to jump in there with us, Linda. We know that we're done.
You want to get high?
I enjoyed talking Jewel tonight.
This looks extraordinarily bad.
Charming story. What is it supposed to prove?
Well, like I said, from this day forward, there shall never be a Cracker Barrel Summit with you.
Did you ever take a dump made you feel like you just slept for 12 hours?
Good night, Al.
All right. Good night, buddy.
I appreciate